Good morning.
We've got a great meeting today. We're going to hear from a lot of young people that we're working with, some of our scholarships and the Rotary Youth Leadership, and then we'll hear from one of our members, Cooper Trotter's going to talk with us. It's a great day to be a Rotarian. This is the last meeting in September. 100%. We've made it the first 2 weeks. We're 100%. So we only got 2 more weeks from today for those that aren't here. Of course, I'm preaching to the choir here. You're all here. But anyway, we're going to get there. James Edwards has our invitation.
Good morning. So pray with me, please. Gracious Heavenly Father, pardon me any sins. Help us to live the 4-way test today and every day. Please give us the spirit and the determination to make the world a better place. Now bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies and us to thy service. In your name I humbly pray. Amen. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And of the things we think, say, and do,
is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
So my Rotary moment is going to be a couple snippets, if I can.
We have a couple Rotary moments?
Couple snippets.
I want to be in one.
Okay.
Can you put me in one?
Yeah, you're So early, I believe this was my first service project. I think it was 1997. We were at Neighborhood United and doing the day we were there, we're doing an outdoor landscaping project. And I had my oldest daughter, Melissa, who at that time was about this tall and had hair that went about halfway down. But she helped us do the cleanup. And we get in my car to head home. And I think it was on East Market Street. And Melissa said, "Speed up, Dad, speed up." And I'm looking, I'm going speed limit. She said, "Speed up, Dad, speed up." And so I sped up and I looked in front of me. And I'm not sure he's here today, but Jonathan Smith was in front of me. And a really nice camera was sitting on his bumper. So he hit the first railroad track and it stayed, and I finally flagged him down, and he kept the camera, and that was sort of my first. I really had been a brand new member. I didn't know Jonathan, but it was a good way to get to know him. He was very appreciative. And then my other snippet, and you were there at that time. It seems like a couple of years in a row we painted exterior houses at Camp Carefree, and I had both daughters with me this time. And if you saw the flyer that we have for the fundraiser, it's got a great group picture of my 2 girls. I think this was a little older are in that. But the thing that sticks out with me of that time we were around, I wasn't really with Emily, my youngest daughter. She was around on the other side painting. And I went around, and I think it was Rich Domino with Emily, and she had gray paint from here to here, and looked at me and said, "This is Rotary." And so that's what we do.
A great moment. Tom Richardson, our Sergeant at Arms. Tom, or is it Michael? Oh.
Got several visitors and guests this morning. Gunter Froman from Crescent is here. Carl Ashby's from Greensboro visiting. Guests, we have Eric White, who came in this morning. Bobby's going to introduce.
Yeah, Eric, stand up. Eric has visited several Rotary clubs in town, and Eric tells me that he lived in Tanzania, Africa, and he's back here for a little while. And he's starting a 501c3 and is planning to go back there next year. And he's talked to Emily. We may hear from him here in the next few months. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you. Bobby's other guest is Hal Sharp.
Hal. I paid Hal thousands of dollars not to say anything. We went to college together. We were fraternity brothers and lifelong friends, and he spent the night with us last night. He lives in Quebec City, Canada. It's the closest place to Europe on this side of the pond. Beautiful place. His wife is from Ukraine. He's lived all over the world. He publishes phone books and still does business in North Carolina. And You never know when Hal's going to show up. Welcome, Hal.
Bob has two guests, Heather and Alex Hill.
Yeah, these are my neighbors, and you're going to be hearing from Alex. He went to the Rotary leadership thing earlier this summer.
Good.
Dennis Marquette has a guest, Eric McCarthy.
Erica visited us last week, and she and I had a conversation yesterday, and it was a great conversation. She's very interested in our club, has done research on our club before she even got here, which is pretty impressive. And she researched other Rotary clubs, but picked this one. So she's
smart.
she's smart.
This is Morgan and her mother, Patty. Morgan received our PAGE scholarship that we gave at the end of the year last spring, so we'll be hearing a bit from them in just a minute.
Football pool.
Does anybody have a prize for football pool?
A raffle ticket.
Okay. Well, we do have one leftover prize from last year, from Randy Sharon, PNC Bank. Very, very fancy pen. It's worth thousands of dollars. And also, again, zero bars are not going down, so I'm thinking we might be going to a different zero prize next week. But getting on to the action of the lists are on the table. Please pick wisely. Change your habits. Gotta get better. Surely now that you guys know who can win and who can't win. Just 30 minutes of sports center, probably about all it takes. At any rate, this week, Danny Farley, where are you? Not here. He was in the honorable mention for the zero. But again, and I don't know if he knew he didn't do very well, and that's why he didn't show up. But, and the midget bar this week goes to Rob Midget. 11, nope, 9 correct. He didn't break double digits, and he's not here either. Man, we'll be saving that. At any rate, this week, honorable mention. Good job, as always, James Edwards. Always right at the top. You know, here you go, James.
Never a winner.
Here you go, buddy. Good job. These were donated by Steve Brandon. And when you're watching your team and you're getting so frustrated, you just need to, instead of kicking your dog, you just squeeze the football.
Perfect for fantasy football,
great job,
too.
James. Mike Allen. Congratulations. Yep, second place was 17. No, I'm sorry, Mike. Sorry, I got to get that. That's right. You won.
Good job, Mike.
Yep, we're done.
Oops, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Buddy, next week you're going to win it, I know. And you know, I got to say, the only reason that James probably didn't win it was because I had the wrong game on there. You know, Appalachian, I had him against Southern.
Charleston Southern, who we
Yeah,
played this
They
week.
play this week. So I tell you what, I'm going to keep your answer from that game and credit toward this week, okay? Anyway, we do need prizes. Anybody got one, just drop it off my office, give it to me before the meeting, whatever. Email me, let me know.
Thank you, Walt. Announcements. Vic, let's see, you want to help us?
Yeah, program rebuild, I think it's next Saturday, it starts next week. And then the following week, I have to check with Dan to see exactly who we're working with. The house, I'll send a picture out and the address, it's on Britton. Britton is parallel to MLK Boulevard right at Florida Street. It's just on the south side, but I'll have the address out. It is a roof. It's a multi-level roof, which is a little different, but there shouldn't be any, shouldn't be a lot of construction or anything else other than slapping shingles up in a relatively straight fashion. Also, the folks at Housing Greensboro they got lucky. They had some difficulty getting a name or some traction in the community for donations and things. So they've changed. They had a guy with Lord who's in charge of their marketing donate time, and then they now call themselves the Community Housing Solutions. they did a big name change, and they have it out, and hopefully they'll get some traction with this thing and get a little spot within the community as far as what they do that's a little different from Habitat.
Thank you, Vic. Right.
Yeah, 5:45 tonight. We know what our goal is for this month. It's going to be at PF Chang's here in Friendly. And I wanted to ask, do we need another one on Monday to make sure that we get this 100%? Seriously. Because what we can...
The people who would answer that.
They're not.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's do one. I'm going to do one Monday here, 5:45 here. All right?
I want to tell the people that aren't here. Tell the people that aren't here.
Not on Henry, but where are we?
Green Valley.
Green Valley. Green Valley Grill.
Here, let me zoom in. Say that again.
Monday, Green Valley Grill.
Monday, Green Valley.
5:45.
All right. Thank you, Ralph. Let's see. Emily.
Well, since Alex wants to say a few words and he needs to get to school.
Yeah.
You want to let him go first?
Okay. What time does he need to be out of here? I'll write him a note.
Which will carry great authority.
We'll come back. Birthdays, anniversaries?
Sure.
Kevin?
We've got some anniversaries. On the 23rd was Gail and Hal Stansel.
Hey.
And then on the, how many years? On the 25th is Kathy and John Nosick. Nosick? Thank you. That's it.
What time? Who needs to be at school? Alex. 7:30?
He said Friday.
7:45. How far away is your school?
Don't get Northwest? Yes. Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna make it if you let it down. Well,
Go left.
all right.
I'm just moving it and zooming in if I need to.
Let's see. Buster's not here. Happy Dollars. Dr. Sears.
Okay, our stew tickets, as I said, I love the cut. They can also run the box 10 and finish with 10. We're gonna be cooking next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, excuse me, and so run the stew. Just put that in the pot. Okay. All right.
Not literally in the pot.
I'm sorry.
It should be pretty good.
When do you pick them up?
Pick them up next Saturday. We'll start cooking. We'll be prepping food Friday. We'll start cooking at 4:30 Saturday morning. We'll pull it off, start pulling it off 12:30, and we'll have it at Youth for Christ headquarters by 2 o'clock on 8 o'clock.
As soon as you leave the house for Project Rebuild, you can go by and pick up your stew.
Right, that's right. You need that to eat so you have energy after you do Project Rebuild. That's right.
Let's see. How?
Got a couple.
One for Victoria, one for Rosa.
Victoria, one for Rosa. Victoria started back on soccer and they won 4-2. She scored 2 goals. Where's Chris Justice? Ran into Chris last week and I missed the meeting, but 2 weeks before, Rosa's team was playing Lake Norman. And she scored the first goal and it was 1-0 us. And then it was 1-1. And she scored that goal too. She came in to try to block a corner kick and kicked it in the goal for them. So please God, don't let this be a tie game and my daughter be the only person in history to score both goals. We ended up winning 3-2 and she had a hat trick. So really had a great game. And this past weekend they went to Greenville for a tournament in about 3 states and they won the whole thing. So she had a big couple of weeks.
I don't know if there are any sailors in the crowd, but yesterday, Team Allison, the Oracle team, came from behind. They were down 8-1 and won the 9 consecutive races to win the America's Cup. It's great race to run.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Hey everybody, most of my announcements have been good, construction award. What we recently have one that I really do want to tell you about. We were recently awarded about a $27 million complete central energy plant replacement at High Point Regional Hospital. Non-government. And so, no, not government, that's private.
Non-government.
Sector.
I said non-government. Good stuff.
Oh, okay. And anyway, but we beat out, the healthcare the way it is today, we had to beat out Skanska, Rogers, and Balfour Beatty, two of the biggest firms in the world, and Rogers, one of the biggest firms in the Southeast. So we're super proud of holding court there and super proud of that job.
Sarah.
I am back. We are here. We've been 3 weeks, kind of been out of it, and I told Bobby that he picked the worst month of the year in all of my life to have perfect attendance, but I've done all my makeup. So I'm married. We've been to Costa Rica for 12 days, and now we're back. So thank you to everyone for all the congratulations, all the sweet words, the emails, the calls. It's been really a surreal and magical kind of 3 weeks. So we're really excited, and the only thing I've learned so far is you should probably have the conversation if you're going to change your name before you go to the altar. So I'm a little bit of a debate, but we'll get through it. It's growing on me. So at some point I'll do it. But I told Peter he can fill out the paperwork if he really wants me to do it. So he can call it work. So thank you to everyone.
I normally don't do this. My son Dave got up at 4 o'clock this morning. We sent him off. He's taking what is a gap year for people in churches. He's doing a discipleship study. He'll ultimately, I think he'll end up in Thailand or China for 6 months. We're having a hard time separating from him. He's on his way to Orlando to get his training and ultimately be overseas for 5 to 6 months.
Donate $1 if you want to say anything about your, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you wanted to say anything about your. Sure, yeah, sure. I got you covered.
Again, my name is Eric White, and I just moved in here from Tanzania a month ago to finish school. I'm a civil engineering student at A&T, and I went to Africa with 2 goals: to learn Kiswahili and to do an internship with a humanitarian organization. And prior to going, I had no idea I was going to be doing this, but I came up with the ideas while there to create a non-governmental organization, because I had been working with a governmental organization, and with the corrupt industry with the government, I realized that doing an NGO is much better. So I'm in the process of creating a 501c3 nonprofit corporation that will take me back to Tanzania sometime next year to do humanitarian aid in the remote bush of Tanzania. And I will be working in 3 main areas of 4 different villages, and these areas are water resources engineering in the form of irrigation and gravity-fed water systems, rainwater collection systems. The second area will be agriculture and animal husbandry. And the animal husbandry, I don't know much about agriculture, but animal husbandry, I want to do fish farming in the form of tilapia. And the third thing is education, and that will be new or improved infrastructure with teachers' housing and schools themselves, and as well as after-school educational programs like for the women and children, like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and religious organizations that help out the women and the children. And I'm also going to be sponsoring or chartering a Montessori school.
Wow.
Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, Grandpappy knows everything, and he often asks him for some definitions of some words, and I ask him for the meaning of what's the difference between complete and finished. Of course, he's been married to the same woman his whole life. He says, you know, the definition of complete is meeting the right woman. And he says, if you meet the wrong woman, you're finished. And he says, if the right woman catches you with the wrong woman, you are completely finished.
Can you email that out?
All right, Emily, I'll turn it over to
So Bonnie, do you want to do a little more intro and then let Alex read you?
Sure. It's my neighbor Heather Hill and her son Alex, and I nominated Alex to attend the summer leadership program at Guilford College. So, and he went and had a great time, and he wants to just say a word or two about that.
Yes, hi, hello everyone. I'm here basically to say thanks for the opportunity to go to this leadership camp. It really was, they say it a lot, and it was a life-changing experience. The counselors say it, the counselors themselves were just phenomenal. They made it seem like, you know, they love what they were doing, and I can see why. They had, you know, they had fun with it, and they were helping out people, high schoolers like me. Since they had already been through high school, they helped out with everything. And doing the activities that I do, I go to Northwest High School. I'm in the drum line, I play rugby, and I'm on 2 swim teams. I swim kind of year-round. And there are lots of leadership opportunities in all these sports and activities I do. So that helped me with, this camp helped me with that quite a lot. I learned a lot about myself, especially with things like the Myers-Briggs test. Learning my how it helped me explain to myself my personality traits. Basically, I'm an ENTJ. It opened it up for me. Another great part of it was meeting all the other students from around the areas, because there were only 2 other students from my school at the camp out of probably I think about 50 that did it. And there were a lot from different areas, and it was nice to meet that, because you don't always get the experiences to meet students from other schools when you don't go to that school. It was definitely a great opportunity, and like I said, I learned a lot from it. Another thing that was very interesting was we did a solo. Beforehand they said, oh, everyone always ends up talking about the solo, and what they do is at the campus of Guilford College, where the camp is, we all meet in a meeting room similar to this one, and we sit, and we begin it off in silence. There's no talking at all. There's no anything, and you start off. Everyone's kind of it's very strange to be around all these people for about a week, and then they're suddenly all just quiet for this amount of time. It took about 3.5 hours where everyone was silent, where we started off in the room and went out into the woods and along a trail, and they spread us out where we couldn't see another person, and they just sent us out there to write and to write about what we thought and reflect on the camp. And it was just very interesting how that worked out for everyone. Now that
Some children fell asleep.
yes, some fell asleep, some were climbing in trees. I heard there was a creek going along the trail. I heard of 3 children that fell into it. I finished writing in about the first hour. I wrote quite a lot, but I should have brought that with me. But I wrote for quite a while, and then see what happened to me is at the very end. I was at the end of the line when they were setting people in different places, so I could actually see other students doing other things, like climbing in trees, and one knocked over a tree. One kept doing bird whistles for 2.5 hours. That was fun. But I mean, you know, it's just that kind of stuff. Along with that was one of the few individual things. Everything else was in groups and very social activities. And the way they put us in groups is, since we did the Myers-Briggs test before we went to the camp, they made our groups where each group had each of the different personality types. So you had to work with people that were opposite from you. And it taught me a lot about that, especially like I was saying earlier with like drumline. When next year when I'm a senior, I'll probably be the section leader for the drumline, and you'll have to deal with people that you become friends with to instruct them, and also just be a leader and not deal with problems and how to reward, do good things for them. But it was very good opportunity. Yes. Just one quick really cool thing about it, I guess, is how it was on the campus of Guilford College, and how in the dorms, how we always had like a few hours at the end of the day. We did Vespers every night with different religions, and then we went back to the room, or back to the dorms, and everyone kind of got to socialize. And it was kind of, I don't want to say shocking, but it surprised me a little bit how much everyone talked about the Vespers, and how much I wanted to talk about the Vespers, because we did, I think every religion, we did different religion each night, and everyone talked about those. It was we did the Vespers for leadership in that for people with differences in like a workplace, or if they have different beliefs or thoughts than you, how to just to have knowledge of that, so you don't do certain things that would be against their beliefs and all of that. But it was a very great camp, and I'm very gracious and thankful to be able to go to it.
All right.
The Rotary Youth Leadership Program is a partnership between the Greensboro Rotary Club and Guilford College and the Center for Creative Leadership. And it's what, 20, actually, we just celebrated an anniversary, I don't remember what year, 25 years, and actually had all the alumni come here to the O'Henry and had a great event with all the alumni who are still around. So great program for juniors and seniors in high school to really, help them develop leadership skills early and carry that out for the rest of their lives. So a great program, and we always sponsor at least one or often two students to go to that. So, Sarah, do you have any, what was the plaque for? Is that something?
Oh, yes, Morgan.
Okay, so you want to do that?
Go ahead. Yeah. So as most of you all know, the Rotary Youth Leadership Scholarship is a scholarship that we do. We do scholarships for GTCC, and the other scholarship program that we coordinate is for Page High School seniors. So I've been involved with Page, I guess, for about 2 years now through Gate City, and not only are we involved in the Interact Club, but in the spring every year we take applications for scholarships for seniors that are headed off to college. We typically send it out to school counselors, the senior counselors, teachers, and ask them to recommend students that have gone above and beyond in the classroom, have really excelled in school, in and out, active not only in the classroom but also out. And so we get about 30 applications typically. We generate a committee between the club members, which some of you have been involved with in the past. And if you haven't, I really encourage you. It's something, it is by far the most favorite thing that I do in all of Gate City. It's a touching experience to meet these students. We take the 30 applications, we narrow it down to about 8 or 10 that we go to Page one afternoon, we interview, and to sit and talk to these high school seniors. And we go to work every day and we feel accomplished, but to talk to someone who goes to school and all that they do in school, outside of school, with their families, it really is remarkable. So it is always a very tough decision to narrow it down to 1 or 2 students. This year, the way things worked out, we were only able to give 1 scholarship. But of all the interviews that we did, as we sat there and we talked to Morgan, it was, we all, at the end of it, said, okay, who are we going to pick? And it was a resounding, we all agreed that Morgan was most deserving of this scholarship. She, in her application, it's so evident not only has she excelled in school, she's been dedicated to her family at home. And you know, we look at academics, we look at school involvement, but one of the big things that we ask students is how do they view their mission in life of service above self. And it's always interesting to see how students answer this. And Morgan, who has really, in her life, put her family first, put her friends first, has tutored at school and really reached out, and now is a student at GTCC and going on for training to be a paramedic. And just, if there's any occupation in this world that truly is service above self, being a paramedic, being in the medical field, and helping those in need. So it is my honor on behalf of Gate City Rotary this morning, Morgan, to present you with the Gate City Rotary Mercer Oath Scholarship. So Morgan is, what? Morgan, as I said, is at GTCC. She chose GTCC over Western Carolina. She was considering going to Western, but we're excited to have her in Greensboro and hope she'll stay in Greensboro. And hopefully we don't see her as our paramedic one day, but we will see her around. So thank you.
Let's talk about the fundraiser and what you all got this morning. Some of you all snuck in, so James over here. So everyone got a packet, and if you did sneak by and didn't get your packet, we have it back here. But you got a packet that has 4 envelopes. 3 of them are ticket packages, and so what that means is you're selling these for $100, and it will include a ticket to the concert, and there's a little slip of paper in it that says you can pick up the ticket to the concert when you come to the tailgate. But it does include the ticket to entrance into the tailgate and then a raffle ticket. So you have 3 of those, they're each $100. And then you have another envelope that has 5 raffle tickets if you also want to sell those. So those are $20 each. And it is for a $2,500 gift card to Shipmans. So they can get whatever they want. So great for men, women, anyone. They can get whatever they want. So that is what you have. So James, you snuck in there. So again, your commitment to the club is that you're selling $300. Or you can give me a check for $300. I would love it if you sell everything you have there, which is $400 or even more, because we do have more ticket packages, so we won't raise as much money as we can if everyone just sells their 300 ticket packages. So, we have a number of people who've already picked up more. Chris took some more. I think Guy wants some more. So if after the meeting you want more, we have them. You can pick them up now as you start talking to people and selling the 3 that you have, and realize the demand that's out there. Next week we'll have more, or Sarah's helping you. We can get them to you sooner if you really need them. But what questions do people have about this?
All right, I saw that there weren't actual tickets to the concert in the packages. What can we tell people as far as where the seats are and when they can get their tickets?
So the seats are kind of sprinkled out around, though they're not, well, some of them are, they're all on the first level. So all of them are on the first level. Certainly, the ones closest to the stage we reserve for sponsors. Yeah, it was really odd. They did kind of sprinkle them out around, but the ones you sell will make sure people are sitting together. So that's why you have the ticket package numbers that we're trying to track, so that I can line up the concert tickets with the packages that you're selling. Ideally we'll just have people pick them up at the tailgate. So we'll have assigned them beforehand, but if people really need them before then, we can make arrangements for that.
But do we have an idea of what sections they're in or anything like that? Because some of the people that are interested really want to know where the seats are. And I need to be able to give them some guidance.
Sprinkled.
We're in the sprinkle section.
Are they sprinkled completely around the stadium or within a couple of sections?
No, they're pretty well sprinkled around the
But the 3 are to get ideally
Yes.
They're gonna come get their tickets and you're gonna say 1, 2, 3 together.
Yes.
And if you get a 4th ticket, because 3 is such kind of an odd number.
It is kind of an odd number, so yeah, feel free to get your.
A lot of blind dates and
Yeah.
stuff. But if you get 4, then the person who comes to retrieve their ticket, you'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, ideally. Is that
Correct,
correct?
yes, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
ideally, you're turning them all in ahead of time, yeah, and we'll group all of yours together. Yeah.
But just to clarify, they all are on the first floor?
They all are in the first level, yes.
And then second question, since this is my first year doing this, what are some ideas other than Facebook and just kind of word of mouth that people have experienced success in selling these tickets? Just Facebook word of mouth?
I put one of those flyers up in my office building and it got some, and put my phone number on it and it got some, it usually gets contact. That was when I was downtown. I don't know how that'll work out.
That's true. Yeah, it's not gonna work too good over there.
Yeah. When Ralph was my landlord, it really worked really good.
So will you just reiterate what you buy a ticket for the concert, what all that gets you? Entrance into the party.
Right, so you get, a ticket to the concert, you get it all first level. I mean, I can email out, I'll try and put something together that shows where the tickets are, but again, they really are, I can tell you what section numbers, if that would help. So the concert ticket, you get entrance to the barbecue and beer, so we're gonna have a Great Carolina barbecue, Natty Green beer is gonna be there, and a raffle ticket, and then certainly part of the $100 is just a complete donation to the club. But you get all that for the $100.
Is there a maximum number of beers, like you get 2 tickets in the
Yes,
cash
it's 2,
bar?
yeah, it's 2 tickets for beer.
Donation to the foundation.
Correct.
Is it across the street where last year or 2 years ago?
No, so this is in the Terrace, which is a newer facility that they have that's right in between the auditorium and the Coliseum. It's a beautiful
Three-tiered
space,
section.
beautiful space. If you've ever made up at the Greensboro Rotary Club, that's where they're meeting now. So it's interesting, it has 3 tiers, but yeah, beautiful space for us, right there next to the.
And there's going to be music?
Yes, so we'll certainly have entertainment.
I think to compound on what Chris was asking, let's say that 3 is odd, it's good that we sell 3, not required to sell 4, but if we do, let's say that I'm going and I got another couple going with me and my wife.
Right.
Will we get 4 tickets side by side?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Well, I'll just come back to you, get another ticket of 4.
Correct.
And then we'll make sure those 4 together.
And so, yeah, we're tracking all the packages you're selling and we'll group your
Okay.
tickets together.
What if someone just wants to go to the tailgate and buy raffle tickets at the tailgate party? They're not interested in the concert. Can they do that?
Yeah, so if you want to come, or, if somebody already has a concert ticket and they're like, oh, cool, there's a tailgate beforehand, want to come. So, yeah, for $60, again, includes the food and then, donations to the foundation. So for $60, they could come to the tailgate. And so I'll have some of those next week if you have people who just want tailgate.
Does that also include raffle ticket as well, in the 60?
No. Other questions?
Kind of a stupid one. Is this is in the Coliseum?
The concert is
It's
in
in the White Oak.
Correct, this is in the big Coliseum, yeah. Big concert.
Yeah, I know.
I think you addressed this last week, but ticket sales for the concert overall have been very good at this point.
Yes, yeah, so they're, I'll have to check if they're completely sold out. They had gotten down to just single tickets kind of here and there. Yeah. Right. Other questions?
Anyway, I'm a little slow, really. These are my raffle tickets.
Those are, yeah.
Okay, and these are my 3 ticket packages that I'm
Correct.
selling for $100 each, right?
$100 each.
Okay.
Or you can buy them.
Or you can buy them. And with these comes entrance to
The
tailgate.
concert, the tailgate, and a raffle ticket.
Okay, I got it.
The raffle tickets included in the $100.
Yes.
Are there 20 of them, raffle tickets?
Right, so the extra raffle tickets you have to sell are $20 each.
If someone purchases raffle tickets, do they have to be present?
No, you don't have to be present to win, and it says it on there. We'll do the drawing at the tailgate event. Okay.
What's the total number of raffle tickets that we sold?
700.
Absolutely.
Correct?
So basically, someone can go in, they've already got a ticket, they pay $60, go to the tailgate party, and then they can buy the $20 raffle
True,
tickets.
yes, so we'll sell them on site if they want more. But they do, so if somebody wants to just do the tailgate, they need to buy that ahead of time, so I can give a number to them. They can't show up that day and get food.
Does this include a parking pass? How does parking work?
Sponsors work get parking passes, but again, if you're going to the concert, you're going to park at the Coliseum. So parking is not included. It's be regular concert parking. You're either paying the Coliseum or you're parking in the neighborhood and you're walking over. All right, great questions. Anything else?
$100 is a heck of a deal for this band and a party and a raffle and a beers. I mean, that's a heck of a
Yeah,
deal.
you want to select the raffle ticket, or do you want them to bring it with them?
You can do either. I mean, you know, ultimately we turn in the raffle ticket stub ahead of time, or bring it with you. Okay, we'll need to get it, you know, all of them into the bin before we draw it. So, other questions? Say, feel free to email me, email Sarah.
So, Emily, for those of us that are not planning on going to the concert, that want to just help out or whatever at, you know, the venue for the tailgate, do we have to pay $60 to get in, or is that only if you're going to eat and drink
I'm
beer?
gonna say if you want to eat, yes. But
Like,
if you're
no
coming to
volunteer or
volunteer.
whatever.
There's not a drink-only option.
For
I mean, somebody's thinking that in there. Somebody's got a friend that's a vegetarian, it's like, I'll come have a beer with you.
For you, Kelly, the drink-only option would only be $55.
I'm buying my concert ticket, I don't have a problem with it.
So yes, we can do a drink only. I'll have to print out a different looking ticket so we know that's what it is.
I'm just thinking you're probably gonna get a, you know, a lot of walk-up traffic.
It's
People
true,
are
and
gonna wanna
so
eat.
the Coliseum box office
It'll buy them.
will sell those.
Yeah,
So
right.
yes, so
Yeah.
if people show up and say, hey, I want to get in, they can go to the
Especially
Coliseum
when they hear
box
music.
office.
What would they have to pay, 60 to get in?
No, if they're doing the beer only, I don't know, what do you all think? Beer only.
How many beers?
What's the beer ticket?
They give it 15,
They
25.
get two.
They get two and then they can buy five.
25 and that would be 20. 20.
Hey, Emily, what has been helpful in the past is if we did a kind of a flyer email that, you know, has the logo on it and then spells everything out a little bit, you know, all the different levels.
Great idea.
And then send it to the email, then they can forward it on to their crowd and Facebook it. And that's what we've done the last couple of years. I think that's helpful because it's one place to go and get all your information. If we could draft one up, I think it'd be, like everybody, it would help everybody sell a few extra tickets.
Yep.
There is a page on the website.
Right, so yeah, Kim set up a page on the website for people who want to pay online, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
I can't help it, it's the taxpayer. What's the market value of the donation? That's like
$30.
$30.
Yes, and I actually started to put that on the ticket, but then it got, yeah, it was confusing, but yes, I recognized, so someone asked that, yeah, so 30 of the 100 is tax deductible, yes.
Or you can just write a check for all 300.
Okay, good, yes. How many tickets do we have to sell? We have 300.
Okay, it's not that many.
Right. Right, you know, depending on sponsorships, maybe a little more than that. But, you know, we have a certain number reserved for sponsorships, which, you know, we're still accepting sponsorships, so I'll talk to you. All right, so again, we're good here. Again, email me, call me if you have any questions. All right, Cooper.
Condensed.
Condensed.
Really quick.
I was born in Seton, Cooper Trotter in February of 1956 in the old Wesley Lawn Hospital. There you go.
Not get us out of here.
We're out there. Yeah. Most of these young people don't know there used to be a hospital. Wesley Lawn was downtown. Grew up in Latham Park, went to Irving Park, Mendenhall, and Page. Then went to Appalachian. Loved Appalachian so much, I was there 5.5 years on track. Met James Edwards. James and I were roommates my sophomore year.
That's all we're gonna say about that.
Yeah. Well, there's another episode there.
Separate them from the junior year.
So anyway, after 5.5 years, my dad came up and pulled me off the ski slope and said it was time to come home. So I moved over on Tate Street to a 6-bedroom house again with James Evans. And started my carpet business in 1982 and did not get married until 31. My mom always told me, son, it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich girl than a poor girl. So I married a poor girl with 2 kids, and which was the best thing that ever happened to me. 363 days after I was married, my son was born. A week after my son was born, my wife made an appointment to get a vasectomy. So anyway, fast forward, I've been in the carpet business for 31 years, and my kids are grown. My apple, my eye are my grandkids. Ella's almost 4, and Liam is about 15 months. Joined Rotary 5 years ago. It took James, I guess, 2 years to get me to finally come.
Pretty hard.
And it's not because I'm not a morning person. I just didn't do it. But best thing I ever did. I enjoy Rotary. My son lives in California and comes home every Christmas, and we just really enjoy ringing the bell together. We've done it for the last 3 years. There you go. So anyway, thank you.
We're done. All right. We're done. Let's see. Do we have, who's the effective, Hal? I don't want one of these tickets. You withdraw a ticket here. Read the last 3 digits, please.
627.
Right here.
There we go. Emily, all right. Don't forget the card fund on your table. Have a great day.
Okay, man.
Sound like a glass.